Today's lesson is topic writing, writing about pets. Hello, everyone. I'm Mike.
And I'm Hanny.
And today we are going to be looking at our topic writing for this month, and it's writing about pets, our furry friends. Well, not always furry. Sometimes they have feathers. Sometimes they have scales, and they live in a fish tank. But if they are your pets, I'm sure you treasure them and value them as a loved member of your family. And you might even be inspired to write about your pets. I have a cat. I've never written about him. I yell at him sometimes when he attacks my new sofa, but I don't usually write about him, but maybe I would. Maybe if I missed him, if I was away on holiday, I might write about my pet, my little cat, and express how much I miss him and how I wish he was with me at that time and how I also hope he's keeping my apartment in one piece.
好，那我们这次的主题是写作是关于探讨宠物热潮。不晓得同学有没有发现，近年来这个养宠物已经算是一股热潮了，好像身边的人越来越多人养宠物诶。那现在我们就是要以这个为主题，我们要写一篇英文作文来谈谈你对养宠物的看法。那文章会分成2段，第一段就是要说明有越来越多人养宠物的原因，第二段要说明你个人是不是会想养宠物呢？如果选择养宠物的话，你会选择什么动物，还有它的原因。Okay, so now let's start with our writing practice.
All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is generally pet ownership. I think it's become a more popular thing. It says the number of people who own pets has increased substantially in recent years, right? The number of people who are pet owners, we can also say that, people who own pets are pet owners, has increased substantially in recent years, has gone up. There's been a big growth in pet ownership in the last few years. In my view, this surge in pet ownership can be attributed to several factors. Yeah, that's very interesting. We'll get into that in a second, but this is a personal opinion type of writing that you might do in school or something like that when you're basically giving your opinion and why you have that opinion, why you think certain ways. So in my view, in my opinion, I think, I feel, that type of thing. This surge in pet ownership can be attributed to several factors. There are several factors that explain why when something is attributed to something we are giving credit to or we are showing where something comes from, where the responsibility might lie.
好，那我们来看第一个段落，我们要来阐述近年来越来越多人养宠物的原因。所以我们开门见山第一句，你就可以先去描述越来越多人养宠物的这样的现象。那像我们课文的范文，他就提到说，近年来养宠物的人数大幅增加。那接着呢，就要引出个人看法咯，来讲讲看原因可能是有什么。所以他就写到 In my view， 在我看来，养宠物剧增的情况可以归因于几个因素。那用这样去引出你接下来要讲的因素。好，那现在换你写写看。我们也可以提到，也许可能有统计数据显示啊，可能近年来宠物拥有率大幅上升。那你就可以说，我认为有几个造成这个状况增长的原因。那这边补充一下哦，就是我们可以用 in recent years 去表达近年来。那你其实也可以用到副词 lately 或是 recently 去表达最近近来。还有一个用法是稍微比较正式，是 of late， 它也可以表达近来，那是比较正式的哦。再来呢，我们要表达事情是归因于什么，你可以用到 attribute 这个动词，你可以说 attribute something to 什么什么。那我们还可以用到另外一个用法是 something be responsible for 再加名词或动名词，可以表达某事物是造成什么什么发生的原因。那在这边它就不是负责任的意思，而是表达造成什么发生的原因。好，那现在呢，我们就请 Mike 老师告诉我们，换你写写看这句可以怎么说。
Yes, another way to write that, statistics indicate that the rate of pet ownership has risen considerably of late. I think that a number of factors are likely responsible for this increase, and that is a very good introduction to giving your ideas about why, giving your own explanations about why pet ownership has suddenly become more popular.
好，那接着呢，我们就要开始来条列式的写出越来越多人养宠物的可能原因。So now we're going to talk about the reasons why more and more people own pets.
Right. It says first, the companionship pets provide has become increasingly valuable as modern life has grown more fast-paced and isolating for many people. Yes, people have pets because they like to have company, and they might live on their own in an apartment, or maybe they have roommates, but people who they don't know very well. And having a pet around is a good idea. Also, I think as people delay getting married or decide not to have kids, pets can also act as sort of family members for people when they don't want the full family experience. They can still have pets. They can still have someone who's happy when they come home, someone to cuddle with or, have companionship with. And also for older folks, I think having a pet is also a good reason to exercise. I think it's been shown that pets can extend life and improve quality of life. It says, in addition, owning a pet is known to reduce stress and anxiety levels. There we have a little reference to the health benefits of having a pet. I think I read somewhere that stroking a cat or a dog for 5 or 10 minutes or something has been proven to lower your blood pressure. And so that would definitely reduce stress. And it can provide emotional support. Many people say that their pets understand when they're sad. They know when they need companionship. And I've heard lots of stories of dogs seeming to listen intelligently to their owners as they talk and unload their emotional burdens and things like that. Moreover, the rise of remote work recently has given many workers more time to care for and bond with their pets. Yeah, if you work from home, you can be with your pets all day. And in fact, some companies even allow people to bring their pets to work into the office. So I think more and more people in many levels of society are recognizing that pets can have a really beneficial effect on people and their lives.
好，那我们来看看课文范例，它条列出越来越多人养宠物的可能原因。所以他就提到说，首先像是他就提到这种可能因为生活步调越来越快啊，然后感到孤立啊，所以这个宠物提供的陪伴越来越重要。还有呢，就有提到说养宠物其实是可以降低压力和焦虑程度，提供情感支持的。然后也有提到像这种远端工作，像我们之前有 work from home 这样子，那就会让人有更多的时间可以在家照顾宠物，跟宠物建立关系这样。那注意一下我们在条列原因的时候，你可以像中文你有第一、第二、第三这样，你也可以说首先、其次、再者、此外等等，有很多用法。那英文也是一样，你可以用 first, second, third， 或者是你也可以用 to begin with去搭配像 in addition, moreover, furthermore 等等的，这些副词都很好用。好，那现在换你写写看。那也许我们可以写说呢，关于这个宠物对我们身心健康有正面的影响啊，就是像减轻压力、孤独感。那也可以提到像现在有些人有越来越多这种可支配所得。可支配所得就是说我们扣除一些必要固定支出之后，你剩下可以用在日常开销的部分。那现在你如果有越来越多这种钱可以多余用的钱呢，也许就可以把钱花在宠物上来照顾它们嘛。那也可以提到像网络上有很多很多很可爱的宠物猫猫狗狗的影片，就会让你觉得哦好可爱，好想要养一只，所以这些也许都有影响。那我们就请麦克老师告诉我们，换你写写看，也许可以提到哪些原因。
To begin with, or to start with, or first, there's the greater awareness among people. If you know about things, you have an awareness. And I think generally people have a greater awareness of the positive effects that pets can have on mental and physical health, such as reduced stress and loneliness. So there we go. A few other reasons: reduce stress, anxiety levels, loneliness, and more physical things, as I said, like blood pressure and stuff like that. Second, more people, or in addition, more people have additional disposable income these days, making it easier for them to afford the various expenses associated with pet ownership. Yes, this could be single professional people or couples without kids. They have extra money. They're not spending that money on raising a family, so they can kind of spend it on pets by pampering their pets, buying all the things for pets. And of course, when pets get sick, it can also be quite expensive, so that's something you definitely need to think about. Furthermore, or in addition, or moreover, we could also say finally, if we're coming to the final point that we're trying to make here. But furthermore, the flood of pictures and videos of cute pets on social media has also encouraged more people to get pets of their own. My wife and I have a cat, but I do find my wife watching a lot of cute dog videos on the internet. I say, do you want to get a dog? And she's like, no, I just like the videos. So it's true. There are a lot of them out there, not only cats and dogs, but I'm sure you can find cute rabbit and hamster videos as well.
好，像现在我们要进入第二段，那第二段就是来说明你对养宠物的兴趣以及理由。So now let's talk about our second paragraph. It's about if you want to keep a pet.
Yes, absolutely. Making that decision to become a pet owner yourself. And this is the writer kind of thinking through their own process. Considering the benefits pets can provide, which we've just described in the first paragraph, I'm leaning toward getting one myself. If you're leaning towards something, you're thinking of doing this. You haven't totally made up your mind and made your final decision, but you're definitely more on this side. You're inclining this way. You're tending this way. I'm leaning toward getting one myself. If I do, a cat seems like the perfect fit for me. So this person has considered the pros and cons of different pets and owning them, and a cat seems like the perfect fit for me, seems like the best choice for me.
好，那我们来看看课文范例，他就提到说，考量到宠物可以带来的好处，我倾向于自己养一只。那如果我这样做的话，猫似乎是最适合我的。好，那现在换你写写看，也许你就会觉得自己没有时间照顾啊，你是对养宠物是没兴趣的，那也许你就可以写说，尽管宠物越来越受欢迎，但我自己却没有兴趣养宠物。Okay, so what if I'm not interested in keeping a pet? How can I write this sentence?
In that case, you might say something like, despite the increase in pets' popularity, however, I don't have any interest in getting a pet myself, which is perfectly fine if it doesn't match your lifestyle or if you're just not a big fan of having an animal in your home, as some people aren't. That is totally okay.
好，那接着我们就要谈到这个有兴趣养的理由，或者是你没兴趣养的理由，所以我们要讲到这个原因。So for our reasons?
Reasons to get a cat. So the first part of this paragraph, the writer was saying, this is what I'm going to get. I think a cat would be good for me. And here's why. Cats are renowned. They're famous. They're well known for their independent yet affectionate nature. They can be on their own, but they will love to curl up and get a scratch from you anytime. So that makes them ideal companions for busy students like me. I was waiting for the adjective busy. Busy workers like me, busy people like me. If you're busy, the cat will be okay. It'll just take naps while you're not at home. Furthermore, their low maintenance requirements are likely to allow me to enjoy the benefits of pet ownership without taking up too much time, as I wouldn't need to take my cat for walks. Yes, cats can feed themselves, they can clean themselves, they don't need to be taken out for walks. They are a low-maintenance pet. That means it doesn't take a lot of work to keep a cat happy. You just need a warm lap and fingers that are willing to scratch behind ears.
好，那课文范例他提到的理由就是他们猫是有这种独立又亲人的天性。那如果像我们大家很忙碌的话呢，猫其实照顾要求并不高，那你就可以享受这种养宠物的好处，不用花太多时间，也不用去遛猫，对不对？好，那这边用到 low maintenance， 字面上好像是低维护，那也就是说在照顾上不需要花太多心力啦。好，那换你写写看，如果你是没兴趣养宠物，那理由是什么？也许是你可能又有学校课外活动，又要跟朋友去玩啊，那就担心自己没办法给宠物有应有的关注和照顾，而且你搞不好是喜欢旅行的人，那如果有宠物的话，你就担心他们照顾上怎么办？所以也许你就可以提到这个灵活性，你的时间运用的灵活性这样子。好，那我们请 Mike 老师告诉我们，换你写写看可以怎么说。
Okay, talking a little bit more about why a pet is not a good thing for another person, you could say between school or work, extracurricular activities or hobbies, and spending time with friends, I worry that I simply wouldn't be able to give a pet the attention and care it deserves. These are smart things to think about before deciding to get the pet. Know your own lifestyle. Plus, I prefer the flexibility of being able to travel without worrying about pet care. Very good point. If you enjoy spending the weekends traveling around, maybe hopping on your bike or going camping for days on end, having a certain pet, especially a pet that's not a dog that can't go with you, would certainly be a bad choice.
好，那最后我们就要写到结论了，我们要用一句话来总结自己的论述，所以我们接着来看看课文范例他怎么说。
The thought of coming home to a furry friend and experiencing the joy of companionship makes the idea of having a cat highly appealing to me. And you could basically replace cat with any other pet if you have a preference for that.
好，那像课文范例他就提到这个一想到回家就有个毛茸茸朋友，然后你就可以感受到陪伴喜悦，所以养猫这个想法对我非常有吸引力，那就是前后呼应，跟你原本的立场是一致的。那换你写写看，我们来看看，也许你就可以写到说，我可以理解对别人来说养宠物是有吸引力，可是目前对我来说是没有这 这样的吸引力。So 换你写写看，请麦考老师告诉我们怎么说。
Yeah, on the other side, you could say, as such, basically in conclusion, while I can certainly understand the appeal of pet ownership for some people, it doesn't appeal to me at present. That's good. Putting the at present means right now, kind of leaving the door open for maybe I'll change my mind in the future.
Okay, so now it's time to read our sample essay.
Why pets are becoming more popular. The number of people who own pets has increased substantially in recent years. In my view, this surge in pet ownership can be attributed to several factors. First, the companionship pets provide has become increasingly valuable as modern life has grown more fast-paced and isolating for many people. In addition, owning a pet is known to reduce stress and anxiety levels and to provide emotional support. Moreover, the rise of remote work recently has given many workers more time to care for and bond with their pets. So let's have a look at some of these words from the first paragraph there. Substantially, yes, the number of people who own pets has increased substantially. Substantially just kind of means a lot, more than a little, enough to pay attention to, enough to be notable, enough to be interesting, all right? So if there has been a substantial change in a situation, that's a big change, or at least more than a small change. It's a change enough to catch your attention. And this would likely be used when you're talking about a surge in numbers. A surge would be a substantial change in those numbers because a surge is when things sort of grow or expand rather quickly. You might often think of your teenage years. Often people during their teenage years experience a surge in growth. The average height of a 12-year-old or a 13-year-old is quite a lot shorter than your average 18 or 19-year-old. So in those 5 or 6 years, many people grow a lot over a short time. You might also have noticed that after COVID, there was a surge of people trying to leave Taiwan to go on holidays. There was a surge of traffic at the airport. Suddenly, a great growth or a huge increase of numbers in a relatively short time. And here we have this verb, attribute. The surge in pet ownership can be attributed to several factors. When you attribute something, you kind of place responsibility or you find the source or the reason for that. Okay, so if you're looking at the airport with my last example, why are there so many people at the airport? I was here last year and there were very few. Oh, well, I attribute that to the fact that more people can travel more easily. A lot of the COVID restrictions have gone down. Maybe a certain airline is having a big sale on tickets, and you could attribute the increase in passengers to that. You're showing why something is happening or showing who is responsible or where it comes from. And then we also had this word fast-paced. We often live fast-paced lifestyles these days. That just means you're doing things quickly or you're doing things at a high level of intensity. If you're doing Tai Chi, that's not a very fast-paced exercise. If you're playing basketball, well, compared to Tai Chi or yoga, that is a very fast-paced exercise. You're moving quickly, you're running quickly. The steps that you take is your pace. Your pace increases as you go from a slow walk to a jog to a run, but we can also use it for things that don't involve measuring speed or rate of something. We're just talking about kind of how things are moving. If you're always busy all the time, if you live in the city, if you wake up early every day and go to bed late every night, and even your weekends are filled with activities and you rarely have time to just sit on your sofa and play with your cat, then you are probably living a fast-paced lifestyle. When people retire, when they move to the country, that kind of thing, they want to get away from that fast-paced kind of life. And we also had the word bond. To bond or to have a bond is a connection. To bond is to form a connection. Friends will bond over the things that they enjoy in common. And if you have a friendship, that is a kind of bond. That is a type of connection with someone, or in the case of this, with an animal.
好，那我们来看看第一个段落的几个重点。首先，我们看到第一句，它提到 The number of people who own pets has increased……好，那注意一下，这边我们是用 the number of 加上复数可数名词去表达某人或某事物的数量嘛。那用这个方法来当主词的时候，必须把它视为第三人称单数，所以我们就看到 The number of people who own pets， 这是主词，那后面是搭配助动词 has， 而不是用 have。再看到这个段落的最后面有用到 care for 这个用语，那么它在文中的意思是表达照顾、照料，像是照顾人或动物等等， 意思就相当于 take care of 或者是 look after。那注意一下这个用语，它还有第二个意思是表达喜欢什么或是想要什么，那常常会用在疑问句或否定句当中。所以也许你听到 Would you care for some tea？ 就是您要来一点茶吗？就像这样子。Okay, so now let's move on to our second paragraph.
All right. Considering the benefits pets can provide, I'm leaning toward getting one myself. If I do, a cat seems like the perfect fit to me. Cats are renowned for their independent yet affectionate nature, making them ideal companions for busy students like me. Furthermore, their low maintenance requirements are likely to allow me to enjoy the benefits of pet ownership without taking up too much time, as I wouldn't need to take my cat for walks. The thought of coming home to a furry friend and experiencing the joy of companionship makes the idea of having a cat highly appealing to me. All right, so there, yes, we were talking about cats being low maintenance. It doesn't take a lot of work to take care of a cat. They are renowned for that, right? Renowned for being independent, affectionate, and also low maintenance. Renowned is kind of like being famous. You're well known for something if you're renowned for it. Taiwan is renowned for its night markets. Tokyo is renowned for its excellent shopping, and New York is renowned for its numbers of museums and theaters that people can go to. It's famous, it's impressive, it's something a lot of people know about it, and it certainly has a reputation for that. Cats are renowned. Yeah, I guess cats are renowned for being affectionate. Maybe not as much as dogs, I would argue. Some cats can be kind of cool. But basically, if you're affectionate, you like to show how much you like people, okay? You like to touch them, you like to hug them, you like to cuddle with them, that kind of thing. If people are very affectionate, they might like to touch people or kiss them on the cheek when they meet them, maybe rub them on the back when they're feeling sad. You show physical affection, and you're not afraid to show. You're not shy about showing your affection in some kind of way. So if you're affectionate, you basically are just comfortable showing your affection, your love, your kindness, and your appreciation for other people. In some cases, you would be showing your affection or being affectionate towards a companion. A companion is someone you do stuff with, a friend, a family member. If you're going to the store and someone decides to go with you, that is your companion. You might refer to your husband, wife, or partner as your life companion or your animal companion as your pet. But really, as long as you're doing something and you're not alone in doing it, you have a companion, someone with you doing things with you. And we also had the word furry. Furry means covered in fur or covered in hair. And that's, of course, what most animals are. So if we think of furry animals, we often think of course, cats and dogs, but maybe rabbits or hamsters or gerbils, things like that. All mammals, of course, have hair on them. We have hair, horses have hair, lions have hair. But we wouldn't necessarily describe them as furry. If the hair is quite short, then that might not meet the definition of furry. And with humans, we wouldn't describe them as furry because humans don't have fur, we have hair. But with animals, especially warm-blooded animals that have hair or fur, if they have a large amount of it or it seems to be longer than normal and it feels nice to touch it, then we could describe that animal as being furry.
好，我们来看第二段落呢，他有提到这个养猫不需要太多心力照顾，然后不会花到太多时间。那这边他用到 take up， 这边当及物用可以表达占据、占用，通常后面会接时间或空间。好，再来这边还有一个用语是 lean toward 或是 towards， 后面加上名词或动名词，就可以表达倾向于什么，对什么什么有兴趣。那动词 lean 它本身有这种倾斜啊，或者是依靠的意思。我们后面接这个用法 toward 或是 towards 加名词或动名词，就可以表达倾向于什么，对什么有兴趣，或是可能参与什么样的活动。
Thanks for joining us, everyone. We're going to have more good stuff for you coming up very soon, so don't go far. We'll be back. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.